Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are back with another snapshot. This is snapshot 23W12A and this is the first 1.20 snapshot. Everything that's been added for 1.20 is now out of experimental toggles, so you can just create a new world and start playing. The only thing that is still under experimental toggles is bundles. So the first thing that has been added within this actual snapshot is, as you can see, there are a load of new actual pottery shards. There is, I think, now 20 in total. So I'm going to quickly just place the pots down with the pottery shards on so you guys can get a look at all of them. Now, there are some really cool ones. There are also some that are not as cool, but I think they are all unique, and I think this is a huge change for pots because there is now so many more things you can actually put on them if this sheep goes away. You have got literally hearts, broken hearts, there's pots or whatever that is, creepers, and then if I put this last one down, there's potions, fire, fishing rods, and also swords. So there are 16 new ones, 20 now in total because the 4 that were in the game prior have also stayed. Now also with the addition to these, we have now sus gravel inside of Java, and this does have gravity. It works exactly like sus sand. You can dig it and it will give you our items. The actual sus gravel spawns at the ocean ruins that is cold. And also sus sand will now spawn at ocean ruins that is warm. So if I quickly just head to a ocean ruins that is warm, we can actually come here with a actual brush, and as you can see, we can now dig up. Now there is a new addition to the actual sus sand only within ocean ruins. There is now a chance that you can actually dig up a sniffer egg. So let's quickly see if we can get lucky and get one. Yep, okay, here we go. As you can see, we are digging up a sniffer egg. And basically, when you dig it up, you'll be given the item of it, which you can then place down. Now, if you place it on any solid block, it will take about 20 minutes to hatch. If you place it on top of moss blocks, it will take about 10 minutes to hatch. So if you want quick hatching, then moss blocks is the way to go. If you don't care about how long it takes, then you can place it on any solid block. Now, it actually has 3 hatching stages. The first one is, as you can see, like this. The second one is like this, which is a little bit cracked. Then the third one is like this. As you can see, it's a lot more cracked. And then obviously the 4th stage is the egg destroyed and the actual baby sniffer being hatched. Now, if you actually breed 2 sniffers together, so if we quickly just grab some torch flower seeds and breed these together, they will actually give you a sniffer egg as an item on the floor. So they will just sniff around a second and then they'll hatch or breed in a second, and we'll actually see how that works. And along with them sniffing, there is now a new actual flower they can dig up. It's a 50-50% chance for them to either give you torch flowers or the new flower type, which hopefully this one is going to give us. And it did. It gave us a pitcher pod, which once again you can plant down on farmland. So if we quickly just grab ourselves a hoe, we can then make the grass into farmland and plant it down, which as you can see, it looks like this. And this, according to the actual Minecraft wiki, has 5 growth stages. You can see the 5 growth stages right here. So that's the first one, that's the second, that's the third, then that's the actual 4th, and that's then the 5th. But obviously, because I'm using a debug stick, it's kind of breaking. Now, when you actually bone meal it, if we quickly just grab some bone meal, it's a 2-tool flower that looks like this. And when you break it, it can be broken with your fist. It don't require silk touch or anything. It will give you the pitcher plant, which you can then plant down, and it looks like that. It's a really cool looking flower. It can be planted on basically anything normal plants can be planted on, and it will give you cyan dye. Now let's also quickly just test breaking sniffer eggs. As you can see, they can be broken with your fist. They don't actually require silk touch to be broken, so you can break them at any point and move them. It's a 50-50% chance to get a pitcher pod or torch flowers, and they obviously just can be planted down for different plants. They are decoration only. They can't be used apart from being crafted into dye. Now let's quickly cover an addition to signs. Signs have had a huge update. first of all, you can now click on them once you've placed them down to re-edit them. As you can see, if I quickly just type in some text right there, I can then click on it again, delete that text and edit it if I made a spelling mistake. But also a new thing you can do is you can go to the back of the sign and click on the back and put completely different text. You also just saw the sniffer hatch right there. As you can see, this text or this sign now has text on both sides. Now, along with that, you can also glow and dye one side and it will not do the other side. So you can basically have two different colors on each side, which is really cool. And at any point in time, you can click on it and alter the actual text on it. But there is a way to stop that. So if you're in let's say you're in a server with other players and you don't want people to edit your signs, you can then click honeycomb on them and they will then not be able to be altered. If you break them and place them again, the honey will be removed and you can then alter them again. But this does also work for hanging signs. So if I place one down and type on there, as you can see there's text. If I click on the back, as you can see I can type different text on the back. And once again, they can be dyed different colors. You can also wax them to stop them from being altered. There are also some new templates added to the game. You have got the silence smithing template. You have also got the wayfinder, the riser, the shaper, and also the host. Some other changes: the dune template has been given a new pattern. The old dune is now on the sentry template, and the old sentry template has been moved to the actual shaper. This is the silence smithing template. This can be found within the ancient cities, and as you can see, it basically covers a lot of the armor, which I think is actually really cool. If we then do the next one, which is the wayfinder, this can be found in a new structure that I'll showcase in a second. This just adds some patterns to the sides and also to the back. If we quickly just show it, it doesn't really change much about it. Then the next one is, let's do the dune. This can be found inside of, I think, shipwrecks. This just adds a circle to the front and the back and a bit on the actual arms. Next, we have the riser, which is a new pattern. Once again, that just adds a little bit of a pattern to the front and the back. Not really too much. This shaper is the old sentry, I think. So if we quickly just do that, as you can see, it's not really much. It's just a little bit to it. And finally, we have the host, which, as you can see, once again, isn't really much. It's just a little bit of a change to the front and back. Now, the smithing can be found inside of the ancient cities, and the other 4 templates can be found inside of a new structure. The structure is called, if I quickly just locate and then structure, the structure is called the Trial Ruins. And this is a place where you can basically just find a load of sus sand and sus gravel. It's mainly a buried underground structure. When you come across it in survival mode, you will just see a little bit like this. It might not always look like this, it might look a bit different. But if you go underground, as you can see, it's just like completely buried. What it's meant to represent is like a basically village, but it was from a long time ago, and everyone that lived here has gone, and basically it's just abandoned and been grown underground. Now here you will be able to find a lot of sus sand and sus gravel if you dig around enough. I think it's a cool structure because it's made of very colourful blocks, but it's just going to be an annoying structure to basically dig out and stuff like that. The actual smithing templates can be found within the sus sand or sus gravel. Just by doing this, there is a chance that you can get the actual smithing templates. The new pottery shards have also just been basically distributed between all the new structures. New structures that actually have sus sand, that is. Now, there is a new Sculpt Sensor that has been added in the game. This cannot be found naturally and can only be crafted. It can be crafted in survival mode. I am just going to make that clear. And this is called the Calibrated Sculpt Sensor. Now, this is a Sculpt Sensor that looks like this, as you can see. And basically what this does is it basically outputs a signal of the vibration type you put in. You can also put amethyst blocks next to it, which will basically remember the output that was sent into it, and it will then output that sculk or that signal strength. Now, I don't exactly know what this means because it's a bit confusing to understand for my small brain, but it's basically just a comparator within a Sculpt sensor. That's how I understand it. And the amethyst blocks, what that does is if you put it adjacent to the actual, I think it's either this or a normal Sculpt sensor, I'm not too sure, it will then remember the vibration that was sent into the Sculpt sensor and output that vibration, so you can make a long line of Sculpt sensors using the same vibration without having to manually remake the vibration multiple times. Once again, I don't really understand this. It might take me a few days to get my head around it and mess around with it. I'm obviously recording this video within the hour of the snapshot being released, so I don't really know much about it. I obviously just know what's in the patch notes. But anyway, that is it for this snapshot. There is a lot of technical changes and bug fixes, but they're not really worth noting. These 120 features are more important. So if you did enjoy, leave a like and subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys in another one very soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.